Howdy, my people. So, just finished watching UFC, what it was, 251, UFC Fight Island. And I do this sometime. This was a big fight card. So, I'm going to give my little thoughts on it. Main event. I'm going to start off and go down. Main event. Masvidal and Usman. It did like Gilbert Burns said. Gilbert Burns' prediction was it was going to be a boring fight. And it turned out to be that. That first round, Masvidal came swinging for the fences. He was out there. He was super fast. Kamaru looked so stiff and stuff. He was busting his ass. But then Kamaru got their takedown and stuff, and then found his clinch work. And that pretty much was the tail of the tape. That was the fight. He clinched, held, foot stomped his way to victory. Masvidal, I kind of wanted Masvidal to win because everything would have been so interesting. Like the future matchups. Maybe Conor wanting to fight him and stuff. Conor is not going to fight Usman. Usman, I wanted him to win because he a brother. He African. Masvidal is a Trump supporter and stuff. I do like Masvidal though. I do like Usman. And Usman, his last performance was amazing. But even though his last performance was amazing, historically, I hate to say it, but the 170-pound champion has been boring. GSP. 90% of his victories were lay and pray, jab, 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 lay and pray. Woodley step back, edge on the fence, explode, step back, edge on the fence, explode. He did that for his whole championship reign. And then people finally got the cheat code for it. People never got the GSP cheat code. He was bad. The GSP cheat code was performance PEDs. With PEDs. That was the GSP cheat code. Cause big old boy from Texas or Oklahoma or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the big rig. PEDs. Because after they start testing, he went downhill. He wasn't nothing. And GSP still beat him. Barely, but he beat him. And Usman looked like he's going to follow that in suit. I don't know what the Gilbert Burns victory would have looked like. Or fight would have looked like. Gilbert Burns looked like got their hands. His jiu-jitsu is so amazing. I don't know if Kamaru would want to take him down. He probably would. Maybe he would do the same thing. Put him against the cage and beat him. 170-pound champion is just traditionally boring. Moving on. The co-main event. Max Bless Holloway coming back to get his belt. Robbery. Max was kicking his ass. Max was floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. He was looking like Bruce Lee early on. He was dropped him multiple times and stuff. The last 3 rounds were close. They were close. But man, if you look at the totality of the fight, even though it doesn't go that way, Max busted his ass. The last 3 rounds all were close. The first 2 rounds were a landslide. Max busted his ass the first 2 rounds. Last 3 rounds were close. I think Max won the fight. You can give one of them rounds to Max. He got it on one judge's scorecard. The rest of it, they gave it to Volkanovski. Volkanovski, a good fighter. He had his moments. He got little takedowns against the cage and Max would get right up. Did they give them points for that? For that? You should give Max more points for getting up from the takedown right away, like nullifying that takedown. An empty takedown is, you shouldn't get any points for that. That is whack. That's like somebody going for a dunk and they get blocked. And be like, man, he tried. He tried to dunk. Give him some points. No. Anyways, what's the third title fight? Peter Yan, Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo looked good. Peter Yan, he looked good at the beginning. Man, Jose Aldo hit him with a leg kick early on. He went flying across the octagon. Man, his leg kicks, they were looking good. I think he ended up checking a kick in the 2nd or 3rd round. And after Jose Aldo kicked him, he raised his foot up like this. He hurt it. I think he hurt his foot or something. But Jose Aldo, there's something about him, even during his title reign. He doesn't have a gas tank. He's kind of McGregorish, but Conor McGregor kind of like puts you out earlier. Like Jose Aldo is not really putting people out at this point. In his time, he put a certain amount of people away, but then what he would do, he would just get a big enough lead in his title reign, and your legs would be so messed up. By the fourth and fifth round, whenever he was tired, you wouldn't really be able to implement your game plan and try to take him down or put pressure on him because your legs were so chopped up by that time. So Jose Aldo, and then that weight cut probably affected him a lot. But I hate this. This was his last title chance. He looked good in certain spots. The fourth round, you could see he kind of like gave up. When he started going backwards and kind of running away, he was trying to catch his breath. He just don't have the tank. He got all the skills. Like, they had times where they was in the pocket and he was still shoo, shoo, shoo. Even the big punches, he rolled with all the punches early on. Like the first 3 rounds, whenever Peter Yan would hit him with something good, he would always roll with the punch. Like, he's very skilled, but he just don't have no gas tank. He didn't have one at 145, and he definitely doesn't have one at 135. He can beat a lot of title contenders and stuff, but like as far as just the top of the totem pole, like he trained with Peter Yan and bust Peter Yan ass back when he was in his prime, and I think a lot of people in Novunyao or whatever their camp was, I could be wrong, but a lot of those fighters, I think they were taking PEDs or something. I could be wrong because they never tested positive. But whenever they was on their title reign, and Brazil was just kicking ass, TRT and stuff was heavy. They weren't testing that much. Like they had, I forgot homeboy. He was the 135-pound champion. He was underneath him. He kept kicking the California Kid ass. But ever since they started testing, he never been the same. Aldo dropped down a lot. You seen like Vitor Belfort and them, but you tell off top he was. Even my boy Silva, he did test positive a little bit for things, but he said it was dick pills or something. But but I think just age caught up with Silva more. I don't really think Silva was taking PEDs because that's my favorite fighter of all time. I will not shit on Silva. That is my dog. But Rose, I thought Rose was gonna fly through homegirl. I can't think of her name right now, but I don't like her. But Rose, I was rooting for Rose. That first fight, Rose was kicking her ass, and then she got slammed. This fight, Rose started off great, and then homegirl just kept putting the pressure on her, man. And that third round was rough for Rose. I was thinking with this fight, Rose win this, put in the title fight. But man, the damage and stuff, Rose, the third round she didn't look like herself. It was partially the pressure, and I think partially a little bit of rust. So that one hurt. That one hurt. Homeboy they beat up. I can't think of names. I'm not even gonna go through it. But the last fight I'm gonna talk about, Paige Van Zandt, they was like, oh, you're about to be a free agent. You think you could get a big payday because you was dancing with the stars and you beautiful and stuff. we're gonna put you against a future champion. Yeah, and this girl, I'm happy that she beat her the way that she did. That she just armbarred her. And Paige didn't have to take too much damage. I knew Paige was overmatched in the UFC setup for the kill. Like, Paige should have knew better. Her arm and stuff is just... She just doesn't have that killer instinct. She's tough. She's tough for a pretty girl or something. But, like, as much she can dance and stuff, but in fighting terms, she's stiff as a board. She fights like this. Like, how can you dance beautifully, but in a fight, that's how she fights. And she just doesn't have it in that aspect. She's very tough. She is tough. But it's just time to go to Bellator or something, then the girls kick her ass or something. I hate that. I was rooting for Paige Van Zandt her whole career, but She's just not one of the ones, man. She's not one of the ones. Like Rose, I think Rose should have another fight before they should try to throw her in title fight, even though they don't have many contenders. But that's just my thoughts, man. This was a good card. This is a very good card. But the title fights and stuff, the Aldo fight was great. The Max fight was great, but it wasn't like a super blatant robbery, but it was a robbery. It was a robbery to me. In the last fight, they had moments and stuff, but Kamaru, he was smart. I said that. You can go to my tweets. And I tweeted that at Chance Jolivet. I said, if somebody asked me what are my thoughts, I'm like, if Kamaru want to be smart and he wrestles him, makes a boring fight, he gonna take an easy victory. And that's exactly what he did. So, pretty predictable or whatever, but it was kind of bittersweet. You want him to be like, give us an exciting fight or whatever, but it's messing with his money and stuff. Like, why I'm going to, that's like you going against Shaq and you try to post him up instead of like shoot threes on him or something. Like, nah, I'm just gonna shoot these threes on Shaq, man. I'm not going toe to toe with Shaq. But like, comment, subscribe, gonna be a great as the motivated man. I hope that you enjoyed the card. Happy that we had some fights and some kind of sports. Hopefully the NBA comes back and stuff, man. I don't know what the next card is gonna be. I hope Conor comes back. Oh, DC and them gonna be fighting. I predict DC, because that's my dog. And that is why I love DC. I got that at his mama house. I literally got that at his mama house. Like, long story. But like, comment, subscribe, to be a great and the most hated, man. Peace out.